What is it really like working with your brother/sister every day, all day?
It's fun. It has its times when you argue, but the best thing is knowing that you can have an argument, have a fight, and HR don't get called.
I am HR. They do get called. We bicker like a married couple. Like we argue. When we argue, I feel like we argue quite badly.
We argue on who didn't replace the butter. And it's
But
never
who uses
me.
all of the mayonnaise? You know how much mayonnaise Charlie eats. But no, I don't think we're that bad. We work quite well together. I think we both, when you're in a family business, I think you really have the same like core values because you want the business to do well. Because it's your name that's on the line, essentially.
And
So we have that in common.
I think when you're genuinely tired and like you are feeling a bit overworked, which is just the industry in itself, really, you do take it out on each other, which always comes down to it's never an apology. It always is just how it is.
Yeah, family dinners are a little bit awkward sometimes, admittedly.
But I think yeah.
We just avoid each other. Okay, who's the bossiest? I mean, you at work.
I would say I'm very set in my ways.
I would say you're very set in your ways.
I'm very
as well.
set in my ways. But I do feel like when it comes to the bossiest, I think Summer is more. How do I word it? How do I just bossiest? Nah, I think Summer has Summer.
We've worked together 13 years. This might be the end of that relationship.
Who's the bossiest?
I think I'm probably the bossiest. I think Charlie just ignores me.
Summer is bossy when she has to be, and I do listen to her, and I do ignore her, but I do the job.
Summer is always right. Okay, who is better with customers?
I am 100% better with customers.
He is better.
No, I think being on the weighbridge, obviously, you've got to have your customer service at a top tier, and then being in the back office, you have to drown out all the noise so you can make sure you don't mess up.
Basically, yeah.
We work very well
We're
at that.
very different jobs.
I love having a conversation with Summer, and then at the end of the conversation, she pulls out her earphone and says, "What was that?"
To be fair to Charles, he's actually like his customer service skills. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
They are top
I
tier.
learn everything from
Come to Countrywide
myself.
Metals for Charlie's smiling face.
Come to Countrywide Metals to feel like you're the only customer in the yard and leave knowing that Charlie has done his best.
Who's always late?
We start at 7. I get there at 3 minutes past 7 every day. So I
So
wouldn't
you're always
call
late,
that late.
technically.
I would call it early for the next day.
Me docking the 3 minutes of his wages. I get in early. I get an hour early.
You also start an hour later than me.
I start 2 hours. I start at 9.
I'm actually the first one in the office every morning.
I'm always the last person in the office.
But we're always the last one to stay.
Did either of you always know you'd end up working at the family business?
No, I thought I was going to inherit a massive bunch of money from a long lost aunt. And my long lost aunt wasn't even a person. So
It was a foolproof plan.
it was a
But it
plan.
wasn't.
I just don't understand where my £1 billion trust fund is. I am hoping that this is all a scam.
What else did you want to do? Did you have another
Live
plan?
my
Like
life.
nothing?
Live my life. Who doesn't want to be on a private jet on a second day?
You wanted to be an influencer before influencing was a thing.
Yeah, I did.
You did.
Yeah,
You would get cancelled so quickly.
I would have lasted 4 days.
Would have been a great 4 days though.
It would have been an amazing 4 days.
Well, thanks for asking, but I actually thought
Oh,
that.
Summer, how about you?
I actually thought I was going to work for like a magazine or something.
Yeah, you really wanted to go into like the fashion,
Like writing, like my
writing
creative
aspects of
side.
it. That would have been actually really
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, but you know what actually put me off that is the fact that you had to go in on like no wage. How did your parents influence your career choices?
They owned a scrapyard and said, if you go here, you're going to get a full Ralph Lauren wardrobe, loads of money in your pocket, and you'll have a great time working with us. And I'm still waiting for that to happen, but at least...
You had a Ralph Lauren wardrobe at the time.
Yeah, I did actually have a Ralph Lauren wardrobe at the time. It's not
My
a thing anymore.
parents did. Well, actually, I suppose my dad worked in scrap. My dad did work in scrap.
We were actually kind of lucky because we could always see what they were doing and how they were going before we even knew what it was, to be fair.
Yeah. I went into the yard when I was like a kid and saw it. But I was adamant that I would not work in scrap. I was like convinced I was gonna go do like something more glamorous.
I mean, I just didn't really think it was that fun.
You don't see a lot of like cool people unless you're in the industry. Once you're like in the industry and you're going to the events and you're meeting people and you realise that there are so many interesting people. But I think on the outside, you just see the guys in the yard, don't
I
you?
mean, if you told me years ago that one of my best friends would be work in another scrapyard and his dad owns it, our conversations go from talking about the gym to talking about going out to talking about what we're doing to talking about work, and that work aspect always seems to get its way in to our conversations, which is nice because it's genuinely something we have in common. Like we're talking about how quiet it is, or how our day's gone, or how we've upgraded this, done this, sold this.
I feel like it is particularly stressful as well working in the yard.
And I think sometimes when you're having a conversation with one of your friends that aren't in the industry, you do kind of feel a bit like they don't understand what it's like, even though in their job they're probably dealing with the same amount of things.
We sound so like woe is me, like we're saving lives or something.
Woe is me. I save lives. I do save lives. I pay people.
I pay people.
Well, Summer pays them. I pay them. She processes the
They just
payments.
think you pay. You get all the glory.
No,
I'm just the back
actually
office
no.
girl.
No, every time someone walks in the office and I have a customer at the window, I get them to thank her.
Yeah, you do, to be fair.
I
I'll give you that.
I do. Make sure you say thank you very
Right on.
much. We actually asked each other this question yesterday and we both said triangle.
I'm going to be honest.
Skinny.
I think I'd rather do the lighting or something.
Lighting?
Yeah, can I do the lighting?
Yeah, okay. I would just have to be lead singer.
Voice of an angel. Should we have a demonstration?
Me.
I don't know what you would do. I can't imagine you doing anything musical.
I think I would just be like...
You could be like the front man, you know, the one that can't actually sing, but everyone just
I would
like
be the
enjoys
first
the vibes.
performer, you know, the one that goes on to go and get the crowd going. Like, can we do
It's
a
always a bit shit.
Macarena or what's the crowd? What do they do? Macarena.
Have you ever disagreed about the direction of the company? Piss Amy and Steve off?
No, I mean, I just always want it to be absolutely Rambo Bambo, really, really busy. And I think sometimes I do have the conversation with everyone, obviously, because I'm doing the social media and the website and the Google ads and stuff like that.
Pushing constantly.
I do, when someone answers the phone, if they answer in like a bit of a funny tone because they're having a bad day, I'm like, nope, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Like everyone has to be, hello, Countrywide Metals, how may I help you?
Yeah, I get that.
So that's probably the direction that I do, but that's nothing to do with like anything else.
I don't think that upsets anyone either, particularly. No. I think social media is a bit weird, isn't it? Because you don't want to put too much out there.
The thing is like, I know that I've got two twin brothers that are just learning the industry. We've got the whole women in recycling, which is a massive like step forward. We've got like me just being absolutely hilarious at 24/7 and like great and like really, really good looking. No, I'm joking.
Charlie bigging himself up for 10 minutes.
But like we have got that, but obviously like this would be perfect to do on like a TikTok and a YouTube channel, but I just kind of feel like one, it's done, and two, once you kind of run out of ideas, you then just go into like, I don't want to be embarrassing ourselves. I like the fact that we're doing this all professional type of side and keeping it at that niche. I don't think it's doing as well as it could because we don't have that look at us, make fun of ourselves type thing, which we kind of do when we've got the customers on board anyway.
Getting people on board, I think, with that side of things is difficult as well, isn't it? People don't want to look silly.
Yeah.
And it is their reputation. They don't want to a lot of people frown upon it. I think we're quite a traditional industry in a lot of ways. I just think it's a really slow changing.
Yeah, 100%. And it all comes down to, I mean, I'm seeing people doing all these type of things and I'm watching on their thing and I'm like, health and safety, we could never do that, because we are genuinely, we are doing everything by the book at the moment, which is probably, I mean, it's the best way to do. You can't go wrong if you're doing everything by the book, can you?
Yeah, I feel like we need to cut that bit out.
What, cut everything by the book?
I think Amy and Steve work because Steve is very much go, go, go all the time. Like he wants the next big thing, he wants the next machine, he wants to grow it he wants a legacy. And then I think
He
Amy
wants a
sometimes
legacy.
wants
He
to pull her
also
pull him
wants
back
to
a
make
bit.
sure that everyone is looking after their family well. He really, really wants to push. I mean, Amy's always pushing for the family work dynamic. And I think Dad is also like, well, he needs to be able to support his family home.
Yeah.
And I think that's where they both come together on that complete
Yeah, it
decision. That
works
is
really well.
100%.
And I think we're probably similar though, because I think you would do the same. I think you'd be
Yeah.
like, what's the next thing we can do?
Yeah.
Where can we push it to? And I'd be like, wait, give me a sec, Charles. Let me sort the cash flow out.
Yeah, yeah,
Let
yeah.
me just-
100%.
Which is probably a good thing.
Yeah, definitely.
But I do think that's why you need, like, Amy pushes a lot that you need a man and a woman's brain sometimes. Because I think we do work so differently
Yeah.
in that sense. That if you had one or the other, you're really just. I don't want to swear.
There is
but-
there is yin to the yang on both parts, isn't there? And I think that like the way that we're going, it is the benefit. I mean, you've got the traditional scrap side, which is all the lads and all of this and all of that, and then you've got the women that are basically keeping it going on that side as well, on the like the account side, and like just even having that second opinion that can change a whole decision that's about to be made into a better way, which I think is genuinely really good. It is the yin to the yang, which is working at the moment, and that's why Summer and Amy and Steph and part of our team are pushing this women in recycling. I mean, there's a load of board members that are on board, and genuinely, like when I'm meeting these people that they've chose to be on the board, they're such lovely people, and all of these women are strong. They've got, I mean, one of them is one of our favourite customers, isn't she? She every time she comes in, she's having the crack with the lads. She's having the crack with the girls, and she's genuinely one of the strongest people that I know.
Yeah, there's some very cool stories in that room, and just really like cool women.
Yeah.
I want to be like.
I just want to get invited to the Women in Recycling event
Charlie's
because I
really
feel like
upset
I'd have
about
a great time.
It's
They
way
were doing
more
the
fun, to be
they
fair.
were doing the Macarena and the conga the last time. No, I just love a conga.
I know what the thing is we need to talk about.
Yeah.
It is how do you feel working in a family company sort of limits you? What are the struggles you come across being in a family company?
The struggle. This is a good one actually. Thank you for your question, Summer.
I'm so clever.
One of the struggles is hearing all of the things that are going on behind the scenes from, obviously in our case, it's Amy and Steve, and going in the next day, and they have their plan on what's going to go on, and you listening to everything that's going on behind the scenes, and thinking to yourself, do I bring that to their attention? If I bring that to their attention, then could lose respect in the company from
Yeah, I sound like a
my yard
grass,
staff.
basically.
Yeah, and I don't want to ever be that because we are there to do a job. We are there to support the people that are working for the company as well. And that is I do feel like we do have the good balance.
Yeah.
Genuinely, if it is detrimental to the company, if it is this and that, then it's going to get said. But I do feel like that's one of the things I do struggle with.
I get that, to be fair. Sometimes you have to take a step back from
Yeah.
like.
And also,
Everyone.
you're watching them say, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. I do get overly excited. Like, this is what we're doing in the
Yeah.
next 6 months. Like, but no one can know.
I do think there's a bit of a generational divide as well in the way things are done. I think Steve is very like old school in like such a good way in that he is pick up the phone, he is show your face. You need to create these relationships with people in person. But sometimes when I'm doing my job in an accounts role, people don't particularly like that approach so much. It comes across a bit pushy. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
A lot of my job is over email and a lot of my job is over WhatsApp, and I get the best response because the people I'm talking to tend to not be the decision makers. They tend to be the person in the middle. So I'm driving all these people insane on the phone and calling them non-stop. And really it's almost like shooting the messenger.
Yeah.
And I think it really annoys me sometimes that I have to like get hold of Steve and he has to call the decision maker at the place, and then I feel like I'm not doing my job properly.
100%.
But also the way Steve does things works so well, and
Yeah,
he's so good
well.
at his job.
Yeah.
But things have changed slightly, and you do have to put things in writing now and get WhatsApps and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it's trying to get the right balance, I suppose.